So it's the new year now, 2024. So, if you couldn't tell by the title already, you probably already know anyways, but I'll just say it anyways. These are 2 rounds with Demogorgon, right? And in the first round, we are not using portals for the most part. And at the very end we do use portals, but it's mostly irrelevant to the thing I'm experimenting, or the point I'm trying to see. And then the second round we're using portals like regularly, and basically it's a experiment to see if it's better to use portals or not. And in this game, that survivor just now that came back to the generator, that was a cocky survivor. I can't believe they did that. And it's gonna cost them now. I love getting to a pallet and like shredding them before they can drop the pallet. Survivor screams on hooks are always so annoying. One thing I should bring up is my new microphone. So yeah, I got a new Turtle Beach headset, and my old one kind of just bit the dust, I guess. It still works in terms of hearing, but I can't talk out of it anymore. And this new one, I don't know what's wrong with it. It mostly works. It's just that when I talk and record this, it's very like quiet and muffled. So right now I actually have my hands cupped towards my face or mouth, and yeah, that's how I'm making my voice louder. I can also increase the volume too, but that doesn't help too much. So if I sound like really quiet, I'm really sorry. So this first match was really good. It's in a decent map for killer, at least in my opinion. As of lately, I'm kind of like sick of a lot of the Dead by Daylight maps. I think it's just I've been playing the game for a while, so I'm sick of the maps to an extent. But if you like, I think the problem is like, as killer you're constantly on the move, and same with survivor. Like you're always looking around, but you never stop to take in the environment around you. And yeah, I'm sorry if I sound like fruity. Is that a good word to use? I guess I should just say dumb, but I don't know, there's just something about the maps that are unappealing now. I'm okay with the graphics, I'm okay with like the placement of tiles and jungle gyms and whatever the fancy words that the community likes to use. I think one thing I just thought of, but I thought of it before too, but it's like map dynamics. And I think that's something that the developers need to add more of in each map. Like for example, you have like the vaults, you know, the windows you vault through, and you got the pallets. But like for example, in this map, you can like get those carts that are on wheels and like move them in front of doorways to like block the killer, and then the killer can like break the carts to get them out of the way or whatever. I think that's a really good idea. I just came up with that, and yeah. This moment here, when Nicolas Cage wiggles free, I was surprised he was able to do that. And then when I hit the pallet, I was like thinking to myself, oh man, this is a bad game so far. Like, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Yeah. One thing I really need to bring up though is the use of the perks here. So this first round, I'm not using portals right. I'm focusing more on my shred ability and chasing ability, I guess, if that makes sense. And I have the perk, I'm all ears. And I did a good trick on her. I like met her around and got her. Yeah, I'm all ears. That's really good aura perk to detect survivors on the run. And it wasn't really useful this time, but the perk Bamboozle, it blocks like vaults after you crawl over them. I really like that perk. I think it's underrated because it also makes you vault faster, but honestly it's not the best in some cases. I really like how I was able to trick Nickel there and grab him. Lol, I called him Nickel instead of Nicholas. It's funny. That's a good nickname for someone who's called Nicholas. Just called him Nickel. Yeah, so I don't understand why my mic is being like this. It's really quiet when I record, or record my voice, that is. And I don't know, this is a voiceover over the video. I don't know if that has to do with it, but we'll find out sooner or later. I'm using a classic perk, Pop Goes the Weasel. After you hook a survivor, you do extra damage to the next gen. But it's on a time limit, so you have to like use it soon. I thought it was like a bad perk for a while because of the change they made to it later on. It wasn't a recent change, it was kind of a while ago. But around the time Nemesis came out, I thought that it was a bad perk now. But I think it's good still. It took a while for me to realize that. I've been enjoying the new Alien DLC with the Xenomorph. I think it's one of my new favorite killers. Yeah, my new favorite killer, to be honest. However, I took a couple steps back. I went back to Demogorgon. Demogorgon is like one of the, not the very first, but definitely one of my favorite killers. Like, for a while he was the best killer for me to play as. And I still think he's alright now. It's just, I think I just got burnt out on him. Not just that, but the game as well. I just feel like there's so much potential. I come up with so many ideas in my head, and I'm not any of the developers, and I know that developing a game takes a long time, and putting every idea here and there is just it just doesn't work like that. And I think because of that, I just get burnt out. And good for that Feng Ming taking that hit for Nickel. And bad for me for rushing that shred attack and missing. About the add-ons, I can't remember what they do exactly, but it makes the shred cooldown less effective. Oh, that was a strange cut. And yeah, Ellen Ripley's voice is kind of silly when it comes to screaming. I don't know, I've noticed, and you've noticed it too, definitely, some of the survivors have weird voices when whenever they're like struggling or screaming on the hook. I don't know, it just, I don't know, Ellen Ripley is one of them. I like how I'm saying her full name, it's strange. But yeah, one of the reasons I really like Demogorgon was his shred attack. It's just like really satisfying to use. And also the fact that he's like a monster. Or she, I don't know if it's a she or a he. A lot of people just called it a he. But when it first came out, some people said it was a girl. But I didn't know what to believe. And I like that use of I'm all ears. That perk is like really good and underrated. Oh, she had to go. One perk that I haven't mentioned yet here is leverage, I believe it's called. When two survivors are working on a gen together, I get notified, and the generator turns yellow. And there it is now, coming in handy. It's a classic perk, like Pop Goes the Weasel, that I like to use a lot. And it jump cuts to just two survivors left. Yeah, jumps cut to these last two survivors. I made quick work of the Ripley and Thing. Oh wait a minute, the Thing's still left, but she'll go eventually. I kind of just spoiled it, but it's whatever. And yeah, I gotta say this was a pretty good round. Where it's about to end here real soon. Shockingly, this Feng Min was 100 in terms of blood point levels. I think that's what it was, blood point levels. Yeah. Prestige, yeah, that's the word, prestige. 100 in terms of blood point levels. I don't know if it shows the devotion level. I don't know about that. But yeah, anyways, this is a nice map. It's just that you gotta take a minute to look around. And yeah, I guess that's what my problem is with these maps. I just don't get to look around enough. Or maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, Nicolas Cage gets a bit sly here. He gets a bit sneaky and stealthy. And I found the hatch. And it says it on the screen. Yeah, it was a good trial. These are technically called trials. I guess I shouldn't call them rounds. I know it doesn't really matter, but I like to be consistent with the game. And I'm doing the classic old Share Factory fast forward. Or editing in general. And I find him here. I decide to let him go. We shall release the Nicolas Cages. I like the word cage. It reminds me of a box shape. And yeah, metal. I just use my shred attack. And yeah, I this is the part where I encourage him to do the pallet just so we can earn some extra blood points. Ouchie. So yeah, there you go. I wave him goodbye. He waves me goodbye, and yeah, it's a good round. Really good game. And it shows the end results here. These videos don't get a lot of views, so I don't think allowing the gamer tags to be shown is all that bad. And I like to give everyone a thumbs up because I really like this round. So yeah. So we're gonna, in this next round, this is the part we use portals. As you can see by the screen, you know, the text showing up, the portal trials. And the text has reminded me about a YouTuber called Bronx that I watched. It is He is a YouTuber that plays Demogorgon, but recently he was stolen away by the Xenomorph. He's been maining Xenomorph recently, and actually called Xenomorph a girl because I don't know, just a lot of other people or some other people that I've been watching call her that, or maybe they haven't. I don't know, just one YouTuber called it a girl, and I just decided to do that too. Anyways, yeah, so a lot of people see Xenomorph as like the next Demogorgon, and to an extent I think that's true, but they still have some key differences. Like the Demogorgon's portals, they can be erased or like, you know, deconstructed. Xenomorph cannot, and you don't really use portals. You manually go into this underground network, which I really like. It really gives off the immersion aspect, unlike the Demogorgon's portals. And that's not to say the Demogorgon's portals are entirely bad. It's just the Xenomorph's nest or network tunnels, whatever you want to call them. It's just way more immersive and more mechanical. Gosh, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it properly. Like, I don't know how to put it into the best words, but with Xenomorph's tunnels, it feels like you are actually going through them. And did you see that shred I did just now? Like, that's weird with how they set up the boxes, like, you know, hit boxes, and I think that's one thing I want to address there. Like the way they design the maps, like not just that, but like every tile, every loop, every jungle gym, I feel like it's like way too strict. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just each time you land on something, you either like slide off, or there's like a invisible wall that stops you from getting onto something. Like that wagon in front of me, like, wouldn't it be neat, like, if you could, like, walk onto it? Because half of it is, like, you know, towards the ground. I don't know, I'm just looking at random objects and, like, saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I could do this or that? I think I said it earlier, but I think this game really needs more dynamic objects to interact with, not just pallets or vaults, whatever. And there's totems too, I'll give them that. But yeah, with each map there's going to be like different objects, so I can't say like developers are, you know, 100% going to be efficient at making maps better and more interactive, I meant. Yeah. At this point in the match, like, just now tried fooling a survivor into thinking I was leaving the area. It didn't work. They just left. So I tried to hunt them more. There's these two Michaela sisters, these two Michaela twins, that seem to like each other. I think they're like a survive with friends, probably. And here we go, leverage coming in handy. I also have Mindbreaker and Surge, two Demogorgon perks, and I want to be like semi-adept when it comes to killers and using their perks. It just doesn't feel right when you're using perks that are not related to the killer itself. Like, I feel like I have to use one perk that belongs to the killer, or at least one perk. It's just a strange thing. A strange obsession, something like that. And this girl that's at the shack, what was her name? Elodie. Oh, gosh, I have a bad memory. What the heck is wrong with me? What the heck, man? I'm trying to swear less. Anyways, yeah. So Surge, I don't think it's like really looked down upon by the community, so I thought it was good to use it. Mindbreaker, definitely not the best perk, but it can come in handy sometimes, maybe. There's the other Demogorgon perk where when you finish a gen, some of the vaulting areas are blocked for a while, but that doesn't really come in handy at all. Very it's rare when that perk is actually useful, I guess. I don't know, I've had bad experiences with it where it just doesn't do anything. And of course, there's corrupt intervention. At the beginning of the trial, right? A lot of the generators are blocked, and that just gives me time to go around and place portals without being generator rushed. And yeah, that voice crack was not good. Let's not do that. So while I was recording these voiceovers for the video, I've been getting an unknown error according to Share Factory, and it just deletes the whole recording segment. I don't understand why it's doing that. It's happened to me before, and I've had to do multiple takes, and yeah, so I'm recording my voice in like segments, not like a full segment. So yeah, I don't know if that's a problem with my PS4 or if it's a Share Factory problem, but it's just something I have to live with. And I tried shredding that Makilla, but I just slid right off her. That was a good edit. And my voice cracked again. No. No. Yeah, not my best time. This is who I am, luckily. I have a strange relationship with this game where I'll come back to play a few rounds, maybe for like a few days a week, and I'll stop for a few days, and I'll come back. I don't know, it's weird. Gosh, I think I'm really losing my voice. And I've noticed that I lose my voice easily. And yeah, I am like, I have kind of run out of a lot of things to say. But as you can see, I meet the group of survivors here. I injure quite a few people, but I decided to leave those Makillas alone because I didn't want to seem like I was tunneling. So I went after this girl for a change, but the two other girls are like really hard to get because they're really good at looping and they're just good at avoiding me. So yeah. I don't entirely remember what happens here, but I do know who survives at the end. And this was a little bit annoying, but I think it was a good round. I guess we should go back to killer main talk. But before that, I should talk about the add-ons. So I'm not using any add-ons that help with the shred attack. I'm using add-ons that help with portals. So that purple add-on, I think is the resin. I don't know the full name, but it takes longer to seal portals, to like, you know, rip them apart. And there's the rotten tripe, the yellow add-on. Some kind of tripe. It makes traveling in the upside down quicker. So yeah, this helps a lot with portals. Let's see. Yeah, killer mains. Demogorgon wasn't my first killer that I mained. It was Clown, because I think he was like one of the new killers at the time. and I think Spirit came afterwards. That was around the time I bought the game, but I think I bought the game like right when, or like after Clown came out, but before Spirit came out, and I decided to buy Clown. You're next, other Michaela. So yeah, I mained Demogorgon when it came out, not right away, but I just like the fact that there was a monster for a killer instead of like a humanoid. So yeah, I liked Demogorgon for a while. Nowadays I play him less because I'm just sick of him. Wait, I already said this, didn't I? Yeah. Way later, the next Inhuman killer, the Dredge, came out. He was very different. He was very unique compared to the other killers, and I mained him for a while. And this clip right here, it's like really wild. So yeah, I mained Dredge for a while. I think I played some Wesker. I played Pyramid Head. I played Deathslinger. I played Plague too. That was a forgotten time. But I just find the human killers to be boring, even though their power isn't really that boring. But still, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I find it more appealing to play as a monster than a killer. And then when Singularity came out, I was burnt out on D.B.D. But when I finally came back, I decided to buy him because he's another, Inhuman killer. And I feel like Singularity was made like as a response to the backlash towards the Skull Merchants chapter. Because when the teasers came first out, like we were all excited that like it was going to be some kind of cyborg killer, or the Terminator, or even like the Predator. And when she finally came out, like everyone was disappointed. We wanted like a robotic kind of killer. And I really think the Singularity was like a response to that. I think he kind of saved D.B.D. or at least a little bit. And then after that, the Xenomorph came out, and not long after I came back again, I bought her, and I really enjoyed playing as her. So yeah, it's like all the non-human killers I really enjoy playing as. That's why you've been seeing a lot of Dead by Daylight videos with them. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really have much else to say here. The video's gonna end soon anyways, but I will say, while the portals do waste some time, you just gotta be smart where you place them and when you place them. But I will say, I think portals are mostly worth it. But I think I've kind of proven that you can play a game without portals and be successful. Even though you basically lose your map traversal, your map pressure. It's just that shreddability helps you a lot when getting survivors. So the portals don't entirely matter. Like if you don't want to use portals, I think that's okay. But some people will say portals are like, you gotta use them. You're missing potential, And they're right, but sometimes, you don't want to use portals, it's okay. And you can still get a good game. And the places you place your portals, that's important too. Like I placed them somewhat away from the generator, so they were ripped out less often. But anyways, that's the end of the video. I basically do the same thing. I thumbs up everyone. It's January 5th. Actually, it's January 6th now. It's 3:09 in the morning. I better get going. I hope you had a happy new year so far, and have a good day or night. Bye-bye.